Again, it's on. Bum, 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 bum. Let me get me a funky uncle's hat to wear for tonight. Because if people come on or not, I'm going to still do my thing. If it's like last week and everybody came on when I was about to get off, it's all good. Because as long as we came on, we had the conversation. And that's what it was. Let me throw this funky Uncle John on tonight. So this is the one I'm rocking tonight. This is the joint. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Stace, what's good?
Hey, how you doing?
Holding it down. You know how it is for the OGs. Had to decide what hat I was gonna wear tonight.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I like the hat. That's good.
Thank you. Yeah, this is my joint here.
You can give me that shirt that you got on though.
Oh, you want the Gamecock shirt?
Yeah. Because I don't know if you can see this or not, but see that?
Okay. So you rep. That's what's up. Up. Let me see here. I hadn't hit Gianni up. He might be working, but I'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gotta hit him up. We hadn't really communicated today. I know how hard he's working. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you to live around this piece.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They're not handing out free money for bills and stuff like that. If they ever start that, you better believe that's gonna be a line.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Josh was asking me a question. Let me see what Josh was talking about. Oh no, he didn't. Well, I thought he was, but he isn't. So I guess everybody will be on later. Yeah. So what's been going on with you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was all right. I didn't do too much.
Okay. Well, sometimes that's a good thing.
I didn't do too much. I stayed in and try to again. You went outside again.
I say that sometimes that's a good thing. You get to relax.
Yeah, man, that's all I do is relax.
That's a good way to stay out of trouble.
Like today, it was hot, so you know I don't know what it be.
Yeah. No, that's right. Let's see here.
Tomorrow it's supposed to be about 100 degrees. You know I'm not going nowhere.
Yo, 100 degrees. What's the humidity like?
Terrible. Imagine, I tell you what, if I had a couple of eggs, I'd maybe an egg sandwich today. That's how hot it was.
Yeah. Well, you know, you've been down here. You know, we understand that down here in the South. We definitely. Oh shoot! Trying to get comfortable here.
Yeah.
See, you already went.
Huh?
I said you already went, got comfortable. So now it's my turn.
Yeah, listen, this is my comfortable spot. Every time I get on, this is my spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, the way my bedroom is made, I can't put like a recliner in here. It's not gonna fit.
Mm-hmm.
So
you okay? You're in Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
What part?
West Haven.
West Haven. Okay, I've heard that. I've heard of West Haven. Is it kind of cluttered, like a lot of the northern cities, or is it more spread out like the burbs?
West Haven is more spread out. New Haven is more cluttered.
Okay. So yeah,
that's where that New Haven. I tell you what, New Haven reminds me of Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
because it's too cluttered. Is you got every time turn around something going on. That's how New Haven is. Whereas West Haven, I'll tell you, West Haven, I'll put you like this. West Haven to me is like, cause I've been to this place a couple of times. West Haven is like Florence, South Carolina.
Okay, yeah. I'm definitely I definitely know how that is. Yeah, that's
so that's
from.
right. So that's the way West Haven is.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause like where I live at here, I'm like 3 minutes away from the beach.
Oh, that's not bad.
Mm-mm.
It's not bad at all. Okay. So far, let's see. We got Ray in the house. We got Big Six in the house tonight. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Hey, Drew.
Yo. How you been? You must have been busy. Them girls got you running around with an apron.
I had to take a whole crew to the beach. Man.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. Nice family time. But once again, they had you with an apron on and some fuzzy slippers.
Yeah. Some pictures.
That's what's up, man. Salute to you, man, for that family time. You know what I'm saying? That is priceless. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of thing that your kids will remember forever. Well, I don't know. Maybe my little niecey Pooh might not remember everything, but she'll remember something.
The good part about it was that, we were trying to take pictures, and, what I'm saying, the young generation, say, I don't want to take the pictures. And then somebody said, oh, you don't want to take the pictures, but if something was to happen, and then you gonna wonder like, damn, I should have took a picture saying life is too short. So, when you hit, like, with the young generation, you got to hit them deep.
Yeah, you got to get it, man. They got to understand. These are things for posterity, man. It's definitely for a purpose, with a purpose.
Us, we take pictures like, hey, your uncle be like, hey, nephew, come take the picture. All right, I got
you. For real. Let me send this here. Forgot about Simeon and Keith. These guys here, Keith Hammond. Keith Hammonds, there it goes. Get the brothers up on here. Them Hammond boys. Like Reggie Hammond. There's a new sheriff in town. No, I hate my Eddie Murphy voice. There's a new sheriff in town. Named Reggie Hammond. I done came in here and I done flipped over 30 times in my bus. Murphy voice like I used to. I can do the Sherman Klump, Miss Purdy. I'm
Hold on.
Yeah, Sherman Klump. Little Klumpkin. Okay. And I told people that that I was coming on at 9. I'm trying to think now. Who did I forget? There's somebody I forgot. Who did I forget? I forgot somebody. Oh boy. Look at that. They remove something from sports talk, as always. Well, I'm about tired of Facebook right now. Those are ridiculous. I'm still kind of I'm on Facebook probation right now, so
what in the world? What did you do?
Let me tell you, it was a couple weeks, not last week. Oh, it's 6. Last week I was in this t-shirt and I was over by the couch and it didn't have good lighting, so it was like dark. And I was announcing that, the show for the night. And the next thing you know, they shut me down
Okay.
to nudity or sexual activity.
Right.
So they had me in Facebook jail for 3 days over that.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Hey, Jules, you can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. So I sent them a. You can't possibly think that, you know what I'm saying, whoever shut it down didn't take the time to listen to the video. Because there was a sound with the video, and if they would have, they'd have known.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
How you doing, Josh?
Oh, I'm doing good. I missed the Friday episode, so you know, I'm good.
That's good. Well, don't feel bad. I did too, because I was underneath the weather all last week. So that's right. I didn't even bother.
Let's see who else. Because these people know I start at 9.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I start at 9. I try not to do the CP time thing. I try not to. And most times it's 9 as soon as that thing hit 9. But oh well.
Oh, them boys say that Deshaun Watson is gonna get about 5 to 8 games.
What?
Yeah, because they're basing Drew. Don't take this personal. They're basing it on Ben Roethlisberger.
Man.
Look, it's real messed up. He never been convicted. He never been, you know what I'm saying? He paid off everybody. So, y'all saw that, you know, the comedian, the white comedian named Bill Burr?
No, I don't know him.
No. He on the same shit as Dave Chappelle. You might need to look him. You might need to look him up. He said some shit about the WNBA, and it's 100%. I to be honest with you, I gotta agree with him. When you get a chance, look like he did a special. Look him up. He's the white version of Dave Chappelle. Look him up.
Okay.
Yeah, look him up. Yeah, that's all I can say. What he said was 100% true, and a lot of people is mad because he said it. Maybe they're mad because he's white, but he's like what was that white comedian back in the day?
George.
Yeah, he started with a C. Yeah, people compare him to him. Like, yeah, he gives zero fucks.
Yeah, George Carlin was that dude because he said it like it was. He didn't care anything about the privilege. He really set the things out there that a lot of people were scared to say or knew that was going on and just didn't want things to change.
Yeah, so Bill Burr is like the second coming to him. So when you think about white comedians, every black person think about him, think about Carl. But I'm telling you, look at old boy. He's the white Dave Chappelle.
Okay. What's up, Sim? We got Sim on tonight.
What up, my guys?
Nothing
What's up,
much.
man?
Just chilling. I was over around your way earlier today.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I never know when you're home. You know what I'm saying? I might pass by. Most times the car isn't there, so I'm like, shoot, that joke out chilling somewhere. He ain't trying to stay home.
Hey, just keep us thinking, man, on IG. Keep doing what you're doing, D.
All right.
And 6ix9ine, keep us laughing, man. You savage out there, man.
Hey, I gotta ask y'all a question. I be posting the same. I be posting the same ish on IG and Facebook. But why on Facebook I get this notification talking about, hey man, you know what I'm saying, you can't post this and stuff. Like, I've been looking at on Instagram, like I post the same thing. So why I quit? But let me tell y'all this. I don't know how y'all get down with this. If y'all ever can do it on Twitter, it's a whole free game. They let you do anything.
Man, Facebook is sensitive.
Yeah, man.
It's like Facebook is sensitive. IG is like, all right, you know what I'm saying? You know,
They give you a little more.
Yeah,
They give you a little more leeway.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, on Twitter, man, I be seeing some shit and like, yo, hold on. It's a whole porn site on here. Like, how y'all doing this? I don't say nothing. It's like, yeah, on Twitter, like, trust and believe, you can express your mind on Twitter. But the thing is, if you express your mind on Twitter, somebody gonna steal that shit and post that bitch on Facebook. Think about it now. Yeah. Like, trust and believe, they gonna, like, a lot of stuff on Twitter is posted on Facebook. You be like, how you? Yeah, they got that shit on Twitter.
They do it on Instagram too.
Yeah.
They take a lot of that stuff from Twitter and people just post. They copy and paste it, post it on IG.
Yeah.
Now, the thing with Instagram is, they stole that shit because it's like, oh, what you got that video for?
Yeah, repost.
Yeah.
You better believe it. And then, I've posted something from repost, and they remember the video where the man got the Sonic rings knocked out of him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They got me for that. I was like, you got to be all the things that I see posted on Facebook, and y'all coming after me, man. Stop it. Stop.
They. Well, let me ask. They don't have you marked, do they?
Yeah, basically.
Let me ask you this.
So they must have had to get you before about something else.
Yeah, but only from being, I don't know, because normally the stuff that I had was like stuff that I posted in the group years ago.
Yeah.
And now finally coming back to get it, from Sports Talk. And I'm like, man, that was like 5 years ago. That was like 6 years ago. And you just, and why you worrying about it? Nobody's even looking at it anymore.
Oh, they get Ed on that shit. Boy, Ed be posted, been messing me and said, man, they got me for this. And I said, you bad? He said, nah. He said, they give me a warning. I said, I be asking him, like, who's your probation officer?
For real.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, trust and believe, I done post some stuff on Facebook. Drew, like, Simeon, trust me, Drew can tell you, I done post some stuff on Facebook. It's like, how the fuck Josh got away with that?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to how all these people get away with it.
And then the trip part is like, okay, Josh at Facebook jail. He said, the last time I got in Facebook jail, Simeon, don't even laugh. The last time I got in Facebook jail, I posted a picture in a group. It had Malcolm X, and it had the red hat on him, and it said, "Make black people, make black men kings again."
Yeah,
I got flagged for that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Drew? Remember I seen that picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that's empowering to us. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All I said was
doing Facebook.
Black. Yeah.
That's why I do more on Instagram than I do on Facebook.
Yep.
Oh yeah. On Instagram, you got like, it's like, you know what? I'm on Instagram. I'm gonna post what I want, but I'm gonna edit it. But I'm be careful. On Facebook, I'm gonna take my chance. I put like this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be sending people some memes and pictures and stuff like that, and let them post it.
Yeah.
I be looking like, okay, they do it, so I'm gonna go ahead and try it. but
He's
it's
sending
trip
out
hop,
crash dummies.
yeah, but you know, here's the trip part. Sometimes I do make them myself. So my thing is like this. I'm going to have to be cautious about it. Trust and believe, I'll be deleting them. You know, Mark won't get me on this one. But if I post this on Instagram, I'm G money. But the thing that pissed me off is that I post something on Instagram and it's like, yeah, Josh, these are first steps. But the motherfucker posted on Facebook and they don't get flagged. I'll be like, okay.
Man, listen, stuff like I said, the stuff I have a variety of people on my page and they post a variety of things. And I'm like, hold up, this didn't get flagged, but you got me for being in a talking in a dark spot. Man, stop it.
Hey,
Stop.
hey, D. It's they look at you as a repeat offender, man. That's what it is, man. They watching you.
Yeah, they don't even ask any questions. They see me if it's something that looks, out of the ordinary. They're not going to ask what it is. They're gonna shoot first and not even ask questions later.
Yep.
Drew, I didn't know Drew was in Facebook jail, and then I said, "Damn, this motherfucker on Instagram a lot." And then next you know, when I got in Facebook jail, I told Drew. Drew said, "Yeah, man, I'm waiting for my." I said, "Oh, you in Facebook?" Drew sent me the damn picture that got him flagged. I said, "Ain't no fucking way, man." I said, "Ain't no damn way."
Yeah,
It was no cussing. It was no racial. It was nothing. I'm like, Drew, you had to post something earlier.
man, listen, they got me, and I'm like, you know what? Oh well, I'm gonna be on some other stuff soon. Probably next month I'll probably be not probably, but I will be on TikTok. I still don't know about the Snapchat thing, but I might jump back on Twitter as well, so that I'm not really gonna really have to worry about Facebook as much. Facebook will get me every now and then, but if I stay between everything, then I won't have to worry as much. And then even if they do get me, it's like, oh well, I still have all this other stuff that I'm still rolling on.
If you get banned off TikTok, you did some shit. Trust me. Like all those sides, like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter are the same. If you post some shit and you get banned off that shit, you went way left.
Yes,
Twitter,
especially with TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like dog, think about it. TikTok, it's like they if you really think about it, TikTok is pretty much like they answering questions. They pretty much like, okay, I'm going to express my opinion. You don't like it, go to another video. So it's like, all right, bam. Twitter is just like, we open. They like it's a whole porn site. Like you be I log on, it's like, all right, now I ain't want to see motherfuckers clapping cheeks at damn 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to see that. Instagram, you gotta be military with that shit. You gotta post, like you gotta be careful with it. But with Facebook, man, shit, you can say, man, I don't like the Pittsburgh Steelers because Drew be doing such and such, and Mark Zuckerberg be like, oh, you say this word. What the fuck?
It's hate speech then.
Oh, I'm pretty sure certain words are flagged in their system.
Yeah, that's why you got them emojis, them symbols, or you gotta use them.
That's one of the reasons they became so popular.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of people be like, man, why I got flagged? And I looked at them and said, you said the H word. What's the H word? Hate. You got to use emoji with the A. You got to pretty much you got to trick the computer system.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Matter of fact, let's let Light Bright tell us how to trick the computer system. Yeah.
HD, welcome HD to the
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
doing all right. All right. Looks like we
Sorry, I've been in MIA for the past week or so. I've been trying to, speaking of getting these platforms and stuff together, I've been trying to get together a podcast. So I finally I'm putting the finishing touches and stuff like that on it. Of course, I work for a cable company.
Dude,
Yeah.
hey,
So
hey,
kinda-
HD, you said you down in Florida now? You said you down in Florida now?
No, I'm in Wisconsin.
Oh, you in was okay? Yeah, because it looked like it's light out there.
You're right.
I said, dude, you can't be on the East Coast.
Right. Because you all are on like the east, right? The East Coast, right?
yeah.
That East Standard Time.
So,
That joker in a truck, so
you know
you
what
know
I mean?
the signal.
Oh yeah, man. He in truck, man. Cause trust and believe, he gave a great advice.
Can
He
y'all hear me
gave a
good?
great. We
You
hear
said-
you.
CB radio, bruh.
Yeah.
Breaker 19. He dicing. Think he fine.
One now, break it down. Come on, Ed. Come on, that's a big 10-4. That's a big 10-4. Give me your 10-19.
So our boy's a bandit. He's a bandit now.
So now,
Gonna be an echo part.
now that we have a good group of people on here right now, let's hit that topic that I talked about yesterday. And the topic, of course, is real men versus real ninjas. Everybody, well, not let me start with that. Lots of people want to be a real ninja nowadays. They think the situation is real, so there's only one reaction to it. You know, no matter what is it about real ninjas that are scared to be real men?
Pardon my ignorance. Can you explain to me what a ninja is?
It's the N word.
The N word.
That's right.
Okay. All right. I got it. Sorry. Like I said, I ain't with the latest time, man. Go ahead. I'm finished. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's still being solid and fresh, still raising the fist like this. So you know what I'm saying? You got to catch up. So, everybody on here that must be HD. You riding down the bumpy road?
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, he can still. Well, good. He can still hear us. So now, with the advent of growth in life, you know, a lot of us have started out things one way. We felt that, as HD has said, even from time to time, when he was younger, he thought life was about one thing until he got older and saw that life is much more than what we see in our area, for one, and much more than whatever our demographic makes it out to be. Now, these were in the days before we had social media. These were in the days before we could get in touch with people from different areas and different age groups and have the opportunity to learn from their experiences, so we can learn either personally or vicariously. But at the same time, why is it that with all this opportunity for the expansion of the mind, why are we regressing at a greater rate?
Because we're lazy, because we're letting social media raise us and educate us rather than you know, like you said before the advent of social media and the internet, you know, that actual contact and socializing amongst each other, that was paramount. So with now don't get me wrong, the internet and social media has made things more convenient for us,
Right.
to get in contact with people that's farther away, because as you've seen, you know, growing up, a big concentration of our family was always in the same area.
Yeah.
But as we got older, everybody started moving out and moving away.
Right.
So that interaction wasn't always available like that.
Right.
So now with the internet being what it is now I always believe that there are forces out there that kind of dictate what should be what. You know,
Always.
what the image of real ninjas is supposed to be. Because nobody said that growing up like that. I mean, you was either a man or you weren't, or you wasn't.
Right.
So it was all about just being a man, just being a real man, and that was it. And all of a sudden now, you know, just like with females being a bad bee.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing. You know, instead of being a woman, you know, yeah, I'm gonna be a bad bee, to, you know, this and that. So I mean, that's my take on it.
Yeah. I mean, and I can see that. I can see that. And one of the things how you let it off with talking about being lazy, I can definitely see where that is one of the strongest. That is one of the strongest areas, because in order for us to grow and progress, it takes work. You know, and lots of us become so comfortable in being how we are and complacent. I think that may be even a better word, being complacent as to where we are. And that is one of the things that deteriorated the community itself. Because instead of us saying, okay, well, we have all these people that are doing all these different things, we can support each other. We say, well, now I'm complacent with it just being me and not having to look out for anybody else, even though on the back end, they're looking out for me too. It takes less work than, you know, looking out for someone else. You know, the way we grew up, and we always point that out. The way we grew up is where in the community, that didn't have to be your parent to correct you. That person didn't have to be a parent to correct you. But you knew, and that taught you that no matter where you go, you knew how to act. You knew how to represent that community. You could be 6 states away, but from growing up and knowing that no matter who is out, somebody can see you. It's not a fear after a certain time. It becomes a level of respect. And that level of respect has been lost. And that's why, in my opinion, that's why so many of the young cats want to be real ninjas and true to the streets when you have so much else to really be true to.
Facts.
Those streets aren't giving you anything but trouble.
Yep.
And to look over your shoulder. And a reason to fear for your life.
Yep.
But fun. And once again, you're lazy. If you get lazy, all you want to do is have fun. You want to be like the ant and fritter. Instead of putting in that work and preparing for the next level. And we welcome G to the show.
What's up, everybody? How's the panel, man? Simi,
Major Harris.
Sage, what's going on,
How you
man?
doing?
I hadn't heard
How
that
you doing,
nickname in
G?
a long time, man. Yeah. Well, everybody all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good.
You were speaking some facts right there, DR, you know, and it all boils down to we got to get out of this nigga state of mind, man, and start, you know, being in our rightful place, man. You know, if you look at black folks, we run this shit. We created this shit. You know,
Yep.
everything stems from us. If it wasn't for us, it wouldn't be no America. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So we got to know our rightful place, man, and just get in the right headspace instead of being niggas. Let's be real men, real women. Let's be royalty like we supposed to be, man.
So what if we transform to the NEGUS instead of the NIGGERS?
I don't know. You got to break down the difference from it.
Oh, you didn't see that video the KRS-One had where he was breaking down where we were once niggas. NEGUS.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that term before, but I didn't
Yeah,
know the difference in parallel with niggas and niggas, you know.
yeah.
But,
And that kind of made me think when he broke that down, how maybe that's how it was heard and they didn't quite understand. So they took it from niggas to niggas.
mhm.
Excuse me.
I remember when KRS did that. Did he do it from a biblical standpoint, a reference point as well?
He may have, but I think it was more of a historical standpoint when he did it. But there may be some biblical reference to that as well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can say we should start there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because doing it the other way hadn't gotten us no result or hadn't produced any tangible evidence of things getting better. You know.
Right.
So yeah, I think we can start there.
Okay. Yeah. So what's your take on the real man versus the real ninja? Because that's what we're talking about. What is it that brought this upon, and why is it that so many rather be a real ninja than be a grown man?
Well, with the real ninja, I think it's more you want to be liked. You know what I'm saying? You want to be popular, and you want to do things that's out of the system, order, and structure it takes to be a man, and still get celebrated for it.
So it's a self-esteem thing then.
Possibly, yeah, that ties into it. Absolutely.
Or lack thereof.
Right, absolutely. The wrong self-esteem. You getting self-esteem for the wrong reason instead of being, in your rightful place as a man, being a leader, taking accountability. And but let me keep in mind, you can't lead those who don't want to be led. So for those who don't want to be led, they gotta step to the side. But in our community,
leave their ass behind. Leave their ass behind.
Yeah, we gotta start from the ground up, man. Those who don't want to be a part of it, hey, let them be. If it's working for you, instead of unlearning and relearning what you've been taught, if you want to stay in that same position, and I'm talking about from all aspects of life, spiritually, emotionally, as a man, because as men it starts with us. So if you want to continue to do what you've been taught instead of unlearning and relearning and reapplying your newfound knowledge, newfound information, and I say let's do it. But for those that still want to be niggas and thinking this street shit, and you still want to be smoking blunts and drinking beer and grabbing your dick with your pants falling down, you can still do that. That's on you, brother. But I think I'm as a man, I'm of higher value, especially as a black man. It's more than showing my street. I got that, but it's more to me than that.
Just like me, I learned a lot from Drew, OG, Simeon, from the conversation. Because technically speaking, I've been raised by a female. So technically speaking, y'all been raised by the traditional way. So I learned a lot from y'all.
Yeah, we were raised in a matriarchy.
Yeah.
We were raised in most of we were raised by a lot of women. That was just our community. On the weekends, you go to Big Mama house, go to Grandma house.
But I never had a father, a real strong male. That's what I'm saying. I never had that, and I believe that y'all had that. I never had that.
Right.
I never had that because think about it. I learned. I learned how to tie my tie. I learned how to tie a tie at the age of 13. I learned how to throw a fishing pole at the age of 16. I learned how to do certain things that a man's supposed to tell you at an older age. So I believe that y'all learned that stuff while y'all was younger.
Not
And
me.
my shit, you. I mean, shit, you was the mama.
I mean, to the rule, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like based off of OG, based off of what he was learning, it's like I think if I would have learned that stuff, what he would have learned when he was young and stuff like that, I think it would have been a better tip. But like I say, you live and you learn.
Yeah, but see, I was raised with my pops. Plus, my pops had 7 brothers. So, and as I got older, not a lot of black males had that kind of black male leadership. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was just on my dad's side. On my mom's side, I had like 6 uncles. So they just, you know, I was just fortunate enough to be raised like that. And I didn't realize until I was older. Like, damn, you know, I had a kind of advantage over the average black man being raised by that much men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was definitely a good part. And as you said, there weren't many. I know I didn't have many. I had a few here and there, but they were there, but they weren't really in a teaching capacity for any length of time. You know, I had great uncles. You know, that's my grandparents' brothers-in-law. So I never had them for long stretches of time, unless you count the summers. But then they made enough of an impact during those summers that it like carried me throughout the school year till it was time to, you know, rejuvenate it, you know what I'm saying, to refresh it, learn a little something else. And I got to see the different interactions of a husband and wife. So I didn't see that growing up. And the things that I did see, they weren't good. I can say,
tell me, man, he said, son, you're gonna see the difference of your buddies and you. Because my dad was in the house, man. So every day I had to face this nigga. Man. That kind of kept you in line from doing the bullshit that your boys were doing. Because boys didn't have to go face a man like my pops. So
yeah.
You know, in fact, true story, man. My cousin used to be in a lot of bullshit, my male cousins. And when they go into fights and shooting all kind of shit, they used to drop me off home. They're like, you drop you off home. We don't want to have to get your old man, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to take that nigga either, you know what I'm saying? So, and that was the difference. And I didn't see that until I got older. Like, okay, I see what my pops was talking about. He used to tell me, you ain't gonna be able to do what your buddies do, man. I'm like, man,
it's another thing. I'll put like this, not mine, but maybe our generation or older, the drug users, they used to always say, don't be like me. Don't be like me. Like, man, you better, you know what I'm saying? Like the person that was always on the drugs and stuff like that doing bad, they give you advice. But you look at them, it's like, how you like listen to them?
Now they would kick your behind. That's what it was. They would kick your because they were trying to have you follow their footsteps. They would be, you know, disappointed. And once again, because the community was so strong, even with somebody, you might think in your mind, you don't care. I don't care what they think. But in the back of your mind, you care.
Because at least we would listen.
Yeah, you're not going to disrespect them.
Yeah, we would at least listen and be like, yes, sir, no, sir. But these young guys now, them boys ain't even listening, man.
Yeah.
I kind of let them listen to their own devices, man. You know, keep up, you know, make sure my son.
We still got to plant seeds. That's our job. Because remember, all the seeds that were planted in us didn't grow in our teens and in our 20s. So the best thing we can do is plant the seeds and hope that they live long enough for them to grow.
This young generation.
What you're saying, man, but man, planting them seeds now, man. we ain't got that community like we used to have, though, right? Like
You
But
reach,
it's the
bro.
village, man. You don't really have
Yeah,
that discipline.
yeah, but you reach who you can. That's the whole thing. You're not going to be able to reach a large amount like in our day, and it's going to take a big change, a big swing before before it reaches that level again. And 99 times out of 100, we won't see it. But still, if we are who we are meant to be, our carbon footprint will last longer than the thought of us. And in order for that to happen, we have to stomp hard. Whether they feel it now or they feel it later, we still have to stomp hard and leave that footprint.
Yep.
I got a question. Why do you think the younger generation don't want to listen to you guys? Do you think it's because they think they know more than you guys, and they feel like you can't tell them anything?
Yeah.
Lots of times, more times than not, is how they were raised. And then add on to the influence that came along during that time. Like I see a lot of them that have been raised in a way where they should go, but then comes the influence. And once that influence comes in, then that thing will change. But once it, like I just said, those are the seeds that are going to be planted. Everybody on here that's reached the age of 40 knows that they were taught different to do different than they did. But it took life's lessons and experience for them to change their thought process, change their spiritual guidance, to listen to their spiritual guidance, and to just understand life better. And that's why as much as I hate to see the youth go through what they go through, I understand, because I have to put myself in those same instances and know that it's not easy for everybody to step out and be different. There are, like he said, like my man said, hey, some of them want to be liked. Some of it is self-esteem. Some of it is the intoxication of being popular.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody has it growing up, and some people have it the majority of their life, and they thrive on it because it's such a good feeling. You can get high off of that. That's one of those mental highs that I want it. And that's, I could be wrong, but I think that's why a lot of women nowadays are searching for likes. That's why we have Instagram models and OnlyFans, because that attention that they get is giving them a high. It's giving them a mental high, and they have to keep it going.
No father figure growing up.
Right. So
thank you, Simeon. A fatherless America, man.
Yep.
That's the thing we're dealing with now. A fatherless America.
Yep.
And once again, that goes back to what we've talked about before. Once they placed in the mind that you don't need a man. You don't need a man. Yes, you do.
Exactly.
See the results. You see
Right.
the results.
Because
that's why I always said that me growing up, I had a bunch, about say 82%, 85% females in my family. So I know what the details of not growing up with a strong male figure, because it's like I see a bunch of, how OG said, man, don't listen to that nigga. He don't know nothing. Fuck them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. That's what they tell me. That's a lot.
My whole thing is, if I got an 85% of females in my family, what you gonna think?
right.
Man, it's like this, bro. I mean,
And
like
that's
I
no
said,
that's no
not in the house, man. Like,
and that's no disrespect to my mama, because my mom was an OG. She was like Ike Turner. She didn't give a fuck. She was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? She told me, she said, a man gotta know how to. She said a male gotta know how to fix a car. And when I said, she told me that when I was 14, and I was like, "What you talking about?" She talking about something. You gotta know how to fix a car and shit like that. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I thought about it. I said, "Yo, I learned how to change the tire, um, change the oil turn. You know what I'm saying? Certain stuff for the car." I said, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" That's like, man, cause I ain't gonna lie to you. From my middle school to high school, man, I hated my mom because like she was on some other shit. But then when I look back, it's like she right, but she wasn't the person to tell me that shit. You get what I'm saying?
You felt like you should have had a man around that not only to tell you, but show you.
Yeah, but right, I couldn't check her because she was on some Ike Turner shit. Like, you know,
That
I
feeling.
ain't trying. Yeah, I ain't trying to get kicked out the house or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love my.
I mean, let's
like,
say in the black community, you can't say nothing bad about mama. I don't give a damn if you in the north, south, east, or west. That ain't a cool thing to do. It's wrong.
Who car?
That's HD, ain't it? HD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HD sound like he's driving a goddamn Tesla jet or something.
Letting that light shine all over Wisconsin.
Yeah, man. I mean, so okay. Now we know we in the fatherless America, but the men of our community weren't known as the backbone of the community, right? We can all agree on that.
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't known for as being the backbone of the community. So whoever was known for being the backbone of the community should be held to some responsibility to fixing the community. Agree or no?
I agree. It can't just be one-sided, and that's one of
Right.
that is one of the main problems. Each side wants the other side to, well, it depends on who you talk to, but for the majority of people want to point solely at the other side instead of saying, let us fix it.
No, this is a shared responsibility, brother.
Right.
Shared responsibility.
Yeah, you
Yep.
got
But
accountability.
When you mention that, you get a lot of negative pushback.
Yeah.
but here's the problem though. And I want y'all to do this as a research. Y'all saw that damn bullshit ass bill that they passed.
Which one?
Right. Which one?
All right, don't get mad. They passed a unborn child support bill, meaning
Oh,
that yeah. But it's only effective if the father is proven through DNA is the father of the child. So basically, the mother she gets 9 months back pay of child support. It's fucked up, but I saw it
That's
coming.
only a pushback for the overturn of Roe versus Wade, man.
Yeah, I saw it coming.
Pushback against that.
I saw it coming, and then somebody was like, "They can't do that." I said, "No." Yeah, I saw it coming. It's bullshit on both sides, but I saw it coming.
You have to understand, Josh, you have to understand the agenda. The agenda will always be pushed. Anything that could bring a division between the black man and the black woman is always going to be something. They're not just going to put one or two things like they started with the welfare and all that. That was the beginning. And everything since that has happened, they keep adding. It's like you make a cake, but while you're mixing, you keep adding ingredients. And that's all they keep doing. They keep adding ingredients. You know, you start out with the welfare. Now we're gonna have these guys coming back from war with syphilis and having them getting high off of whatever that dog food. So then when that starts to calm down, then okay, you know what? Let's introduce this cocaine and this crack into the 80s. And then you know what? Now that we sending them to jail for selling it. Let's find a way to send them to jail for using it.
But
So,
dude,
and then
go
let's
ahead.
flood the airways. Let's flood the airways of these fatherless homes with something to take their mind into another realm where they don't need the men, and the men want to be with men, and all they want to do is get high and be seen.
Yeah, but how long we gonna keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe though?
Yeah.
Right there.
I'm dude, just go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. You know the answer. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
It's got to stop. It's only going to stop when, boy, when will it stop? It'll never stop. But it could be
Go
watered.
ahead. OG, go ahead and say it, man.
It ain't. Look, man, we keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We see what it is. We're in the age of information. We know we can look things up. We can do research. We know all about the history of how we got here. But it's like we still staying here.
Yeah.
Instead of making corrective actions not to do so. You know what I mean?
But if we act like our goddamn ancestors, our goddamn Black Panthers, you already know what's gonna go down.
But they have to have the right mindset first. Before that revolution can take place. As I saw Gil Scott Heron today, I saw a little clip on him on Instagram when he said the revolution will not be televised. He said that's because what I'm saying is the revolution starts in your mind.
Yep.
But their mind is already controlled elsewhere.
Right.
That's what it is. You have to get their minds and start it early, and you have to sacrifice as parents until we get where parents will sacrifice, not just the mother, have the mother sacrifice her own ego and say, okay, yeah, you need to spend time with your father. So the father is not talking about the mother's boyfriend unless he's doing something harmful to the child, where they can co-parent. If they can't be together in a couple where they can coexist and co-parent and teach that child and raise that child and not neglect from giving that child what that child needs to be a successful adult.
But a community gonna take families, man. And right now we ain't creating no family.
Yeah.
Build a community without family. And
That's
what it boils down to. And right now we are not creating family. We're not.
you
It's gonna be hard to get a community like that.
I gotta agree with OG. When you talk about Black people and family, it's not there.
Yeah, it's close to what it used to be. And that is once again by design. If we have more things to occupy your mind, okay, I'll put it like this. We once had family gatherings. It didn't have to be a family reunion. It was whenever we had a holiday, the families got together. Those that could make it came, those that couldn't, they didn't for whatever reason. But now, instead of planning family get-together, they're getting with their friends and going to Cabo. They're getting with their friends to go to Dominican Republic. They get with their friends and they're going to Miami. The importance of keeping the family strong in that bloodline that you have has been filtered and watered down. And
because we are a more hyper individualized society now.
Yeah.
Due to social media and other, technological advances, it's more hyper individualized now. But hey, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna land my plane, man, because I'm still at work. I got to go back to work, man. It's been nice chatting with y'all. I just wanted to chime in for a little bit, man. Semi, HD, Six, Stacy, Drew. Salute to everybody.
Yes, sir.
And like I say, I'm on the clock, man. I got to get it. HD look like you on the clock too, brother.
Yeah, I'm headed home, bro.
I hear you, man. I hear you. But I'm gonna get back to it, man. Good discussion, man. And peace. Everybody be safe, man. And remember, keep your head on the swivel. We as Black people, we have no allies, and we at war, man.
Always, no doubt.
All right, OG.
Y'all, man, be safe, man.
And peace.
All right, bro.
Shalom. Yeah, well, good to have him on here once again. they have him working that night shift, so he misses a lot of the episodes, but he does catch up on everything after I put it on YouTube. And, you know, we may converse about it when we get the time, when our times match up. You know, he might hit me while I'm at work, and we go back and forth with some things or whatever. So good having the brother, the main co-host, the co-creator of the fun.
Dude, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
How you feel about Mr. Georgia Boy, Fisher Walker, man?
Listen, the boy
Clown.
Okay. Wow. He you said it for me. Thanks, Sim.
He don't believe a lot of that stuff he be saying.
This man, yo.
He just say stuff just to say it.
Simeon, you seen that thing when he was talking about the climate control, our good air is kind of good, bad air.
No, what'd he say?
He said that this man said that our good air goes to China, and China is known for bad air. So China bad air circulate and come back to us, and we gotta filter it and we gotta send it back to China. I was looking at this thing like, wow. I know the fuck. Yeah, he said it. It's like my whole thing is like this. I don't get upset with black people when they get into politics. But my whole thing is don't be a coon. And the first person that did that was Ben Carson, because before Ben Carson got into politics, I saw this man, I talked to this man, I shake this man's hand, and it's like, I said, man, he a good black dude. He's like, yeah, he came up for the hood and stuff like that. This motherfucker got in politics and said that black people need to get up for food stamps, and they didn't do this. I said, hold up. White people on food stamps more than black people. So how the fuck you gonna say this shit? I said, I'm mad about that shit. I really was mad.
Well, I've been around it. I've been around it with more people than I can count. I even have a family member that, you know, I have one that I know for sure that I would bet would agree with some of the things that Herschel would say or what have you. And then I have one who follows him that would say it like a yes man. When you have those who are out of touch with the majority of those that look like them, of course, they're not going to have the same values and the same views. They're not going to have the same problems. They're not going to have the same issues. And if they do have them, they're going to pass it off as something else. Okay, for instance, remember the episode of The Fresh Prince where they pulled them over and they were driving, and Carlton was trying to tell Will, well, we were driving too slow. They're always going to make up some type of, you know, Carlton he wasn't hood. He wasn't street, and well, let me see. He wasn't, because we're trying to get rid of the street thing. He wasn't as experienced in the reality of racism as most.
Yeah.
And even if it's not racism, it could be a prejudice. We have to make sure that we distinguish between the two. So it may be a prejudice and not racism, but we saw that eventually it was racism. As long as anytime you hold power, some type of power, that's racism.
Nah, said you.
Yeah. So, you know, and we have lots of us out there who have the power, but at the same time they're powerless. Because how can they speak on issues that they really don't know anything about? You know, how can they talk about things with passion and knowledge if they don't know anything? They really don't know anything about it. They only know the same thing that white people know. So somebody,
how a black person gonna tell you need to get on for food stamps? Man, fuck that. chicken costs than $10. Kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I'm not trying to say finesse the system, but if I got an opportunity, go ahead and do your thing.
Hey, I say it like this. They speak of justice, right? And justice is an equal scale. If the system's been getting over on us for over 400 years, I say get them. If you can get them, get away with it, get them.
You got to send me on, but remember we were talking about the podcast. We were talking about Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon about black people, and then you said something about black people was affected in the early 20s about some. It was something you said. I forgot what it was. You know what I'm talking about? You said that. Yeah.
You're talking about the drug problem, man, and you were saying the drug problem started in the 80s, and I was saying the drug problem actually started after the Civil War because they had the wounded soldiers addicted to morphine, and also it was also not only were they addicted to morphine after the Civil War, which we have to look at the late 1800s, but then again, remember there was morphine, what is it? And weed were heavily used in the early 1900s. Now, I'm gonna ask you, where did these black people get it? Because if you look at the Harlem Renaissance, it's public news that they were getting high. Now, where was all this coming from?
Yep.
Where all this stuff coming from? Yeah, and there's no way in the world they're gonna tell me that that we as black people had it so good in the early 1900s that we had boats and planes and all that to get all of that into the country. There's no way you're gonna. And then you had prohibition, and then come on, man, you didn't even want people to drink. You didn't want regular people to drink, but you didn't mind getting all those drugs in and having it in, especially look at what what Harlem was looked at, the Black Renaissance at the time. You know, that was the place to be. Whether you were white or black, you know, that's when they had the Cotton Club and what's her name? Was that the time of Dorothy Dandridge, you know, in that era? And what was the lady's name? I can't remember. It's another lady that was real popular. And you know, you had black people who were affluent.
True. I got something for you. When it was on Sunday on the way back from Myrtle Beach, me and my mother-in-law, we was in a drop seat. We was up there this chit chat, and she was up there telling about like gentrification. You know, gentrification started. People think it started in the 90s, but it really started way before that. And we was up there talking about that black people had grocery stores, gas stations, had everything back in the 50s, 60s, 70s in South Carolina, farms and stuff like that. But they thought the money was better to go on to the other side, and that's what happened.
Welcome, Z. Z came on about an hour late. She's probably busy all day.
Aloha.
What's going on? You just missed.
What's up, Z?
How are you? What you said? What you said?
I said you just missed G. G left about 10 minutes ago.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
I would have paid to see that one.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. Listen. So,
Well,
okay.
also, everybody on this podcast, can everybody name a black-owned gas station, grocery store, clothing store that you know back in the day?
Black owned.
Yeah, black owned, like black owned. Yeah, this
The
main
ones in
one.
the neighborhood grocery store.
Yeah, I can't remember any black-owned grocery stores. Gas stations out in the country, not in the actual city limits of Walton. But if you go out
Yeah.
to like Ruffin area, you
Yeah.
know, down there, down there in Smokes especially. I think
Mhm.
Smokes had that one store that was white owned, but the majority of the other stuff was black owned. That's
They
the
had grocery stores. They had like little mom and pop stores where you can purchase things from. But I mean, you could call that a grocery store. It was just small.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't think we had that
Yeah.
much in Walterboro though.
I mean, well, I mean,
It was really nothing in between a gas station and a grocery store.
Yeah.
I mean, not
It
where.
was
I
it
mean,
was
no.
it
What I'm
was either
saying is where
or.
I was from downtown. They had like these little mom and pop stores. You can get a little bit of vegetables, a little bit of fruit. It wasn't like a wide variety,
Uh-huh.
but you can go there and get something for dinner.
Yeah. I think that
I'm not sure what I want to call it. That's why I call it a mom and pop.
and
Yeah.
where did you grow up? Where were you in Charleston or were you in
Charleston.
and I think it would be more prevalent in a bigger city than in smaller towns. There would with more people, there are more people to support. And where they could really survive.
Yeah.
By the time we were coming up, a lot of us still had that mentality where we wanted to be equal to them. We wanted good for Mr. Charlie.
Right.
So, that was definitely our downfall once they had our people thinking that with the Civil Rights Act and all that we could be equal. And people pushed and pushed and pushed to try to gain that equality that they just could not attain. It was not going to happen. Even if you made it to a certain socioeconomic level, you're still going to be hated. And we've seen that with our athletes, and as well as we've seen it more with the athletes more than the musicians. Because music kind of transcends, but at the same time, they will listen to the music, but might not like the musician.
Yeah.
And we saw that with like Ray Charles, what's the man name? Wop Baba Lou Baba Lop Bam Boom.
Little Richard.
We've seen with these guys who came up in an era where, yeah, you can sing and dance and perform for us, but don't you have any thoughts of being with a white girl? Don't you get close to a white girl? We'll lynch you.
But how Quincy Jones got the pass?
Quincy Jones got the pass because of where he was. Remember, Quincy Jones wasn't as much of a traveling musician for shows as he was of a producer who got to stay. I mean, get out to LA. Think about it. This is LA. This is out in California. Or if you're in Hitsville, you're in Detroit, you're still going to be on a certain level where you're not around them as much. And you're in charge. Once he got in charge, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a house out in California? Quincy?
He had a couple.
I'm gonna be moving. I'm trying to. Ray Charles moved to California, but he didn't.
Right, he didn't come to California. He did a lot of touring in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
But he moved to California eventually.
Right. And why would he move to California? Because even though it may be bad, it's not as bad as in that Bible Belt.
That's true.
Yeah.
That Bible.
Yeah. California has its own nation. They do. They have their own set of rules. California and New York.
Yeah.
Florida's getting there too.
Yeah.
You always see disclosures, California, New York.
Yeah. But I think the farther out after you pass Texas, I'll just no. I'll say California was all to itself because I'm thinking
to say because Arizona right there.
Yeah, right. That's why I started thinking. I said Arizona, no. New Mexico, I'm not sure. Oklahoma, there was Tulsa. No. Let's keep going west. It didn't matter. I mean, maybe there were some places that were more tolerant of things, but for the most part, I'm thinking California was like a safe haven where they had it, but it's bad. I can't say I've never been there, and I've never really spoken to anyone who lived during those times there. So the only thing that I can think of is the police brutality.
And the migration. And the migration from Louisiana going into California.
Yeah. And so other than the police brutality, I have no idea what it was like. I need to find somebody who's been out there, during those times. I need to find somebody in there about 70s, late 60s, early 70s.
80s.
Definitely if I can catch somebody in their 80s and sit down and have a talk with them so they could tell me what it was like. I'd love to know.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie. Yeah. He got a pack. Like I said, musicians transcend. They might not like the person, but they love the music, and it depends on how much they love the music.
I'm gonna take Stevie Wonder back. He's an exception. I'm gonna take him back. I'm gonna take him back.
Because even with Michael Jackson, there were some people that were up in arms, and we're talking about the 80s and 90s. And they loved him. He was a kid.
Yeah.
He go overseas and have people falling out, crying.
Fainting.
That used to make me. I'm like, why this joker crying?
Hyperventilating, having anxiety attacks. Don't love me that much. Jesus, don't love me that much.
He used to have alpha male type dudes crying. That's the only artist I've ever seen do that.
Yeah.
Hey, who's that?
Who's what?
Hey Z, how you doing?
Hey Stacy, how are you?
I'm good.
Hey Stacy, hey Z, Simeon. I didn't say hi in the beginning.
How you doing?
What up?
Good.
Have I met Simeon before?
No, I don't think I've been on the show with Simeon before. I think this
Hello,
is
Simeon. How are you?
Lovely. How you doing, sis?
I'm good. Whatever Gianna tell you about me, he lying. He lying.
Tim, did you see the show when she first came on?
I'm wanting to say I can't. Well, can I get a good look at you?
No.
See, that's all you gonna give me?
That's it.
That's all I can give you right now.
All right, because I'm trying to, because he kind
What
of
you
like
want to see? You want to see my shirt?
No, I mean what you look like, because I'm trying to remember.
You want to see my shirt?
How about them?
Damn, I look fat. I ain't that fat, y'all. For real. Jesus. I ain't that fat. But can you see my shirt?
Show with Aisha and they were going at it. Well, no, Z's first show, she was going back and forth with Josh, and Aisha's first show was going back and forth with G.
Okay, that's the one I was on.
Okay.
That's the one I was on.
Somebody going on a G. Oh, how is that one?
Oh man. I think, was it posted? It should be posted. It should be on YouTube. I can't remember what episode it was.
How long ago was it?
Oh, like a month or two or something like that.
Oh no.
It might have been like a week before you came on, or
well, I got me, huh?
Yeah, it was a little while back. It was a little while back.
He deserved it. I ain't even know what it was about. He deserved it.
Oh, there you go with that now.
He called me a feminist.
Well, if you want to go back, you have 30-something shows you can watch. We have a gang of them, and I still have some lost episodes that I had to see if I can download and post.
I ain't even got that kind of time. I really wish I did.
Well, when you're supposed to be at work and you really don't feel like.
Man, they be working me for real this time. I can't even pretend. I can't even pretend to work. Do not post this show. You know how you pretend to work? I can't even do that no more. I'm like,
Hey. I sure pretended today. I was in there listening to music, and the owner walked up, and I'm over here doing one of these numbers right here.
Oh wow!
Talking to me, huh?
Oh, you live in that room? Every time you on the show, you in a room. You live in that room?
Who, me?
Looking all comfortable. I'm jealous.
Who, me?
You, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have to get comfortable for the next day. It's like a repetitive cycle. Work and home. Work and home.
I feel
I
you.
just got home.
That's your mojo.
Yeah, man. It has to be. You know, listen though. I was out as I sat back and I listened to so much and how we're coming into this or some of the people are coming into this era and how we were raised versus, like, you know, you mentioned we were talking about, or I was talking about back in the day, there was a different level of communication. We grew up, you know, like for instance, if we wanted to holler or talk to a lady or whatever the case, our styles were different. When we sit up here and said, you know, or write something as simple as writing a note to a woman or a little girl, you know, back then, say, I like you, do you like me? Circle yes or no. You get to learn some of the things and you say to yourself, wow, you know, you're thinking, I wonder if she's gonna say no or she's gonna say yes. Once you get the yes, that was just the first step. There wasn't even first base. Then you got to the point you started to learn some of the other things about, you know, people, like the different color. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? You know, stuff like that. Then if you got even better than
So
that.
men actually ask those questions? I'm just asking.
Well, yeah. But yeah, I mean, then you get to that point, you know, back to, I'm 52. So this is back, you know, when I was growing up, you know, so yes, we related like that. And, you know, you talked about different color foods and stuff. I mean, different color food, different colors that you like, or what's your favorite color? What's your food that you like? What do you like to eat? Blah, 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 blah. Then you got to the point of getting that phone number. When you got that phone number, you thought, all right, it's pretty much a set, you know, sealed deal, but not yet, you know, because it always kept you guessing. Because then at that point, you start talking about how much you can woo a person and how much you can sit up here and maybe we can go out, maybe we can do this, maybe we can sneak a kiss here or there. If you get to the point of getting that far, you didn't even talk about it. Now you're at this point in stage in life where you could sleep with someone and not even know even half that. You sleep with someone, you don't even know what their end game is. You don't know what or anything about them. And it's just like, what world do we live in where we're sitting up here now? We're saying this word date, and I hate the term because we sit up here, we say date, but we're not really learning one another. Because I look at the etymology of it and I say, well, dating is the stance in which we sit up here, we grow to learn of one another. Are we really truly growing to learn of one another in this era? There are so many words that have changed meaning over the course of just 50 years, let alone, you know, you're talking about going way back further than that. We've lost morals. We've lost so many things in terms of being able to relate to one another. One thing I can say is that the real, whatever you mentioned, and I think I asked you what's the definition of it, but those people,
ninjas.
Yeah, ninja. Okay, though the real ninjas on that side, male and female, they're on a different platform. Then we have the real men and women. Okay, I like to call it like call it like that, you know, because when we look at the real women and men, we know about that status that we set. We know the certain things about where we're trying to be in terms of being able to relate to one another. We know those forms of communication, that communication isn't just some things you're just flipping off the side of your mouth, or like today in the world of TikTok, you sit up here, and the first thing that they don't like about you, they're quick to go ahead and block you. Whereas in my era, you learn to be able to kind of sit up here and talk about things. And I won't even say my era, I'm saying the way and style in which I would say the people in which they relate now. They've been convinced, some people, even in the world of TikTok and in these social media platforms, that, you know what, I can get it however I call it. And if I want to be and act a fool the way I want to be, that's just me. And it's sad because being a fool doesn't get you anywhere. But in reality, you're really causing more division. And here in this era, in this society, we're trying to have a link between male and female. And I'm starting to see a lot more males being able to communicate a lot better, a lot more effectively than when I was coming up. When I was coming up, I looked at my brother, and he had a couple of choice words that he used to say all the time. The funny thing is, he would hang up on them, they would call right back. And I was like, I thought that was the way, no matter what it was that was on your heart, you said what was on your heart because you felt like that was the means of being able to communicate. I said what I said, and you respected it because that's just me. Well, reality set in, and it made me realize when I lost a very dear heart of a person that I really liked that growing up. It was like, I said to myself, I said, you know what? I can't keep communicating like this. This isn't going to land me the type of respect, for one, and the type of lifestyle that I want, and the type of lady that I like to be with for the rest of my life. If I keep hanging up and calling them certain things or whatever the case, that's not going to happen. So I had to learn a different way of communication because I always knew that communication was key. I always heard it all my life. Matter of fact, we all have probably heard it, but what do they mean when they say it? You know, so it took me till I was like 40 years old to get to the point of understanding how in which to communicate my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions effectively, so they get to understand that this is not me being egotistical. I'm trying to relate what I feel in my heart, and hopefully you'll be able to not have a fast rebuttal when you're replying, that we may both be able to get an understanding. And I think with these ninjas out here, they're forever and whatever for them and for them only. You know, for us, we know and we have been raised different and we know the difference. We do. And we're trying to relate that, but nobody's listening.
Yeah.
To on the other side, the ninja side. Okay. From what I understand from what you're saying. So
and I think
I know that was very, very long and probably, you know, kind of swirled a lot of heads here, and I apologize for that. But I'm just trying to put it all together and trying to give you what my perspective is on it. So
what is the topic? I'm sorry, what is the topic?
Well, the topic that we started out with earlier was real ninjas versus men, versus grown men. Oh. What is the difference? Why real ninja so important? Why is it, you know? So we talked about that earlier, and as HD pointed out, and as I mentioned earlier, I think it's something that, well, we as the older generation now, I can't believe I'm part of that already.
Me either.
We have to understand that we were once a part of that generation.
Right.
that the older generation looked at us and thought, boy, we in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the music, listen to the music you guys listen to. And even though the music today is more straightforward than ours, at least when we came along, a lot of stuff was coded. You know what I'm saying?
Our parents' music was encoded. They've been nasty. Our parents' music was not coded. They've been nasty.
Some of it
no,
was.
I listened to it. I'm like, y'all, I see why. I said, y'all been nasty. I told my parents that y'all nasty.
Oh yeah, they had this song called "Let Me Be Your Cherry Liquor" or some stuff like that. I forgot the
Candy
name.
liquor. I
Yeah,
mean, they had a
Candy
whole
Liquor.
bunch.
Yeah,
I was like,
every generation is gonna have some sideways music.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
they
why
also
they couldn't
had
say
music.
nothing else to me. I'm like, y'all nasty.
Well, listen to Reason. Have you listened to the words for Reasons? My
Yeah.
You just think about what that song, all that song about is, we got together. Now I got my rocks off, and now, man, I don't feel the same. I got my rocks off, and now I don't feel the same. That's what, but it was coded. If you were a kid, you couldn't figure that out.
No, because the way he was saying it, like he was saying it with so much compassion.
Yeah. Reasons that we hear, the reasons why we feel our feelings won't disappear. Well, you think they won't disappear, but now, after the love games have been played, all the illusions is just a charade. Yeah,
Just a charade. Yeah.
It's
Come on
ready to
through.
go to
Come
sleep.
on through, Drew.
I done got me. I hope you got you.
I'll never listen to the song the same again. Ever. Appreciate it, Drew.
I made me want to sing that, John.
Well, that's trying to find it on YouTube.
Huh?
I'm trying to find it on YouTube.
Oh, I can find it. I can read the words. Hold on. You don't want me to read the words? Good God.
Read the words.
And you know what
read
else?
It with passion.
You know what else, ladies and gentlemen? I just another word that I learned, and I think I learned that during the course of having to get on to the funky uncles here, and that was this word called simp.
Oh, what?
I'm sure y'all heard it, right?
It's called what? What's the name of the word? What's the word?
The word called simp. For the ninjas. For the ninjas, as they call it. Right? Did you hear it? I think
simp.
Yeah. Why do and maybe it's not the case, and I'm gonna try to put this in a way in which why do you find so many of these men wanting to pacify the relation between what the woman is saying versus what they truly feel?
Sometimes they really, I mean,
because it's like it's not doing anybody, it's not doing any, first of all, it's not doing neither one any justice, because we're talking about a charade, that's Drew.
I believe because of how women are, I believe a man would be extremely exhausted if they addressed everything of how they really feel.
Yeah. And if they were totally honest, there's a good chance your options will be very few.
I find that to be common for me.
Very few. The more you lie, the more options you have.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
And I don't care for the options. And that's my point, because I'm serious. But because I believe in being, 100, and I believe in being able to say what's on the heart. I mean, bring it in a way that's not, of course, that's going to be offensive, because we got to learn how to be able to get along. And I've always had that suppressed feeling or thought about being able to relate on that level with women, where I had a few choice words and I couldn't think of it back then. But now that I'm older, now that I have, you know, more of an understanding and how to relate and things of that nature, you know, things I talked to you all about, now I can have that. But now I'm finding more women that I talk to that may not be able to accept what it is, because it sounds kind of harsh, but in actuality, I didn't utter a cuss word. I didn't cuss you out. I'm telling you how I feel, whether you accept it or you don't. But you can accept a man that won't say anything to you and go out on these streets and be very quiet about what their ways are. And your relationship with that man is going to be totally different with me.
You know why? I can explain that. I think I can explain that, because if the woman likes that man, deep down she will make excuses and romanticize what's really going on in order to take place of not knowing the reality. So if the man is vague with her and not telling her XYZ and what it really is, she can put in place what she wants it to be. So like let's say for example, if a man is saying, yeah, we cool or whatever, in her mind, if she wants to be with that man, she's thinking, this is my way of getting in with him. If he's not telling her, coming out and telling her, now I ain't trying to be with you.
But these are the same women that I've talked to before, and I've talked to many, believe that always are the ones, or most of them I've talked to, have always said they love honesty. But that's living a lie. It's living a lie.
Yep.
So you really don't want honesty, because if you wanted honesty, you will accept what it is that I'm saying, and that harsh reality that's coming out of my lips, you will accept me from me, but also know that what I'm saying is true. If I love you, if I say I love you, then I love you. But yeah, we're gonna have our ups and our downs, and just like any other relationship. But you rather live a lie.
And here's something that shading into the gray area, but we all have to understand is, if you tell them the truth, you're giving them that option. And lots of men don't want to give them that option when they're in a certain frame of mind. No, I don't want to give you that option. I want you to sway the same way I'm swaying. And that's human nature. That's psychology. I would say psychology 101. It might be one.
That's power. That is control.
It is. But it's psychology. And nowadays, we see that women have been doing the same thing. It just wasn't as known, because we can never forget that in our years when we were younger, and when I say younger, I'll start in our 20s, and we go on back into our parents' generation. Most times, if it was the woman that caused the breakup in the relationship, the man still got the blame. Women have cheated for years, but anytime you hear, oh, they broke up, first thing comes to people's mind, I wonder what he did. Oh yeah, because he was always flirting and it wasn't him. Oh yeah, he looked like he that type, but it wasn't him. Because it's like we were programmed to think that it's always going to be the man's fault, because the woman has always been seen as the weaker of the two sexes. And we thought of the weaker and attributed that to being more in a pure sense.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think about even when in nursing rhymes. This is the first thing I brought up in your forum. I said women were sugar and spice and everything nice, and boys were snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. That's what boys are made of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Come on, man. Yep. And it's in our minds at an early age.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to our
Wow. I never,
community,
you know, you just took me back there.
and by the time it gets to our community, it gets even worse because now not only are we the puppy dog tails and all that, now we no good ninjas and God knows what else.
Oh wow. I saw that coming so many times when Facebook was a really big popular form for memes. And everything I was seeing, oh man, ain't, you know, this and that and this and blah 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 blah. You see everything that men ain't. And you would think you would see an equal amount in return, you know, from the men saying what women aren't. I mean, you saw some, but it wasn't nowhere near the amount that I was seeing the posts from some women. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. I said, why is, you know, why is there so much division like that? You know what I mean? What's going on? As Bernie Mac would say, what's really going on?
Well, you know what it is. It's the great divide. Like I was saying to Josh earlier, every so many years, there's another ingredient added to keep us apart, where only a few of us, like those of us that are on here now, we represent the minority of those who will actually have a conversation, who will get to the bottom of something and find ways to resolve it amongst each other, instead of just saying, oh, that mother lover ain't ish. You know what I'm saying? Then go, and not only, and it doesn't stop there, because then the person goes out and tells other people. And that's one of the reasons, one of the examples of why we have people out here that don't like us, they don't even know us. They like it, they hating you. They really don't like you because of something that somebody else said or your interaction with someone else.
Well, that's just it, Drew. They don't like you because they don't know you. They don't want to know you. When have you ever learned something that you don't like?
Right. Well, in school we were forced, but you know.
I mean, totally get what it is that you don't like. How do you do that?
Right.
You know, if you're interested in a woman, you're gonna do everything you can to kind of get that woman's attention. You're gonna try to learn of everything, like the simple things I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
You know, you go, girl, you write a little note, you wait, you anticipate the need by sitting up here and drawing attention to it and everything else. You do whatever it took, right?
Yeah.
No different now. You can still do that, but there are so many avenues with this social media, and everybody thinks they have so many alternatives that you can find. Like on here, I just watch. I didn't even get into the live box, right? I just watched on my phone. TikTok, you know, you got women out here, you know, very, you know, revealing. Let's put it like that or whatever, and they just get their speech is so corrupt, you know, versus their outward adorning, man. You would never think in a million years you would have saw something like this. And it's as if they have that cockiness about themselves that allows them to do and say whatever they want, and they know it, and they get paid. Obviously, they sit up here and they mention, and it's like, damn, I said, who gave them that authority? Well, a lot of people out there that obviously yielding that authority over, and they're satisfied with just that. And I don't understand it. Maybe the women can speak on that.
Ladies. We waiting on an answer over here.
Question.
Go ahead, HD. You have the floor.
What's the question? Make it short. You long-winded. I appreciate it though, because you're very detailed.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too. Going into just learning one another, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind. I can talk for hours, right? I know that. I'm very long-winded. But with somebody I love and I care for and I want to get the understanding, I don't mind whatever it takes. But I'll make it short. I want to know what makes those type of women, maybe they're ninjas too in their own way.
They are.
So cocky. In this era. What makes them so cocky to the point of not wanting to learn anybody other than just being appeased for what they want and desire, whether it's money, fame, glory, all of that stuff? What is it that makes them? And if you can't relate to it, then I totally understand that. But just, do you know any of anyone that's like that you can share some thoughts on?
That makes them cocky?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a family member like that she's so cocky because you got the education. I'll put it to you like that. She can't keep a mate. I'll put you like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some women are like that. They think because they got the little education part or they got the little family part that they are above everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I do know women like that. Why they're like that? I don't know. I mean, I know one person.
It's like to me, it's like a head thing. You know, once they get something in their head, a head thing. It's all in their, the mind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Z is speechless. I can't believe it.
Whatever. I know a woman, she wants to be married.
Uh-huh.
But she has all these stipulations.
Ooh.
I thank you, Stacey.
She like them tall.
Oh, you welcome, Mom.
She don't like them thick. She don't want them dark. They have to know how to dress.
I mean, did you say they have to know how to dress?
They have to know how to dress when going out.
That's
okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I swear that everything you mentioned so far sounds like something a high school person would say.
That was me.
Oh,
no, because she had told me this, and I'm looking at her like she's like, what?
I was the person that couldn't dress. I didn't have the fancy clothes. I didn't have the hair.
You like me. I didn't. When I was in high school, I didn't have the fancy clothes, and I didn't have the Google.
Yeah, but we're talking about a grown woman saying these things.
Yeah, we're talking
about a grown woman saying these things.
Like she's in high.
Right. If she's doing this now as a grown woman.
Yeah.
That's what
we're talking about.
I mean, and I have seen her in action, and I'm like, damn, chill. She's the I'll cook for him, I'll clean for him.
Uh-huh.
But she wants to be in charge too.
Ew.
Like I have like you asked me, say you get off at 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't get home if you didn't get home till 1. If your guy got home at 12 o'clock and she'll ask you why. You be like, because I had to get some gas. But why didn't you get gas before you went to work?
Oh no.
Because you want to get gas after you get off. Or do you think that makes sense? I mean, if you know you need the gas before you go to work, why? Something like that. And I'll be like, please shut the hell up.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, damn.
You know what? That sounds like a mental illness to me. Do you think people can
Yeah.
get a
No, then I know another female. She's always been smart.
Mhm.
She went to a great school. She got her master's. She's very beautiful. She's in her 40s and have never been married
Okay.
and don't have kids. And I hear from her close friends, their husbands will say, I can see why your friend don't have a man. I can see why your friend don't have a husband. I don't ask why. I don't want to hear the details, but her being that particular person, I can believe it.
Ooh.
See, that's bad when a male say, I see why your friend don't have a husband. That's bad. And I've heard statements like that before. And that's bad.
Yeah.
And it's like
And
that.
I can even give it on the flip side. I've heard certain women say about certain men, I see why they don't have a wife, or I see why they don't have a girlfriend. Because men,
I
they,
do say
they,
that.
they can have that little cocky way with them too.
I do say I have seen, yeah. I have said that.
Once again, problems are not gender specific.
Right,
No.
I totally agree. I mean, I totally agree. But for me, I don't like to be questioned. So when she did it and questioning a person, you could feel his whole spirit change, his whole energy change. He just like got real irritated, and he had to shake it off because he was like, he did it just like that. He just shake it off, and I was like. So, and I'm that person. I don't like to be questioned. Don't be questioning me about when I should gas up, for example.
Z, you sound like me. I don't like to be questioned either. If I'm telling him I'm going to the store, well, what time you coming back? What do you mean what time I'm coming back? I'm walking
out the door, and that door will be closed. He won't be here in the back of my head. No. You need something? I mean, if I'm going to the store, I really can't give you a time.
Right.
If I'm running errands, I can't give you a time. I'm running errands.
And I'm gonna share this with you guys because it's just us here. My last boyfriend used to do that, and that used to be my biggest pet peeve. Don't question me. Do not question me. If I'm
don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I had a couple of those.
If you can't trust that I'm saying to you, I'm going to the grocery store to pick up a pack of meat. What are you asking me to come back for?
No loaf of bread.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you ask dumb questions, I'm gonna give you a dumb answer. That's just my personality. I live here, don't I?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ask me something stupid like, well, how long is it going? I'm be like,
but Drew, me and my ex, we never lived together. But yet he would call, well, what time you coming back? What do you care?
I came to in your house.
Right.
I just have to look around. See this mortgage. What?
You seem like you wanted to know when Stacey was gonna be back.
That joke over in the bush is waiting for you to come back.
Wait a minute.
Look, you tripping out. I had them damn problems for real.
You know the honest answer I can tell him though? For real? I just tell him this. I got a daddy. I don't need a second daddy.
Well, I tell him that. My daddy did. If I don't talk to my daddy, I can go where to find him. I mean, I'm that person. I'm that person that know I'm special. My daddy never hit me. My daddy never yelled at me. So if you yell at me one time, you better go for the gusto because that's your only pass, that first yell. That first yell. I think
you and I gonna be good friends. You and I got too much stuff in common. That's me. That's me. You got one time to raise your voice to me. That's it.
Now, if I deserve it, if I deserve it, I don't know. Now I know
Say it
when
again.
I
Say it
know
again,
when I
Hold
deserve it.
up, hold up.
Cause I done
What'd
did
you say
something
now?
real dumb. I
Oh,
know when I
Lord.
deserve it.
What'd
Yep.
you say?
I said I know when I do
Martin
something.
Lawrence, when he was talking about Geraldo show, he's like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I don't know. When he was talking about Joe Jackson when he beat them kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
I ain't touched them damn kids, Aldo. I only touched Michael ass one time, and I told him to save Tito's and syrup. That's bullshit, Aldo.
Wow.
Y'all nutty. Y'all
Okay,
nutty.
when are we gonna stop talking about relationships? What's the next topic?
Oh man.
I mean tonight now. I don't mean tonight. It's 10:56.
Yeah, I'm gonna start writing some stuff down, so I'm gonna send them to Drew. Man,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
do that. Because
So
as
well,
I
yeah.
see throughout the day or experience something,
Oh
and
yeah.
but I'll go from and I was trying to get a couple people on tonight, like Z. Do you remember Howie Bell?
Yeah.
I was trying to get Howie on. Howie has a show tonight.
Okay.
I got another friend that's a comedian in New York, and he's doing something. They had some show or something tonight. So I'm trying to get cats from like all over, so we can get geographical perspectives.
That's a good idea.
Hey Z, I got a question for you. Did you ever get a chance to get with I can't remember his name right now. About
Kwame?
what about the stocks and stuff?
I mean, I know about it. What you need, unless you need a dedicated show. Need a dedicated
No.
show.
I just
talked about.
I just wanted to learn a little more about it because I find it
Yeah.
interesting, and I just want to learn some more
Right.
stuff, stuff about it.
Yeah.
You gonna post this video tomorrow?
Yes. Yeah.
I'll drop 2 links in there of people who will give you an idea of how to get started, and they give you an idea of how you spend your money on frivolous things, and you realize, damn, I do spend my money on frivolous things, and you can be investing that money in the stock market or day trade. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's like getting your feet wet.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta have positive attitude.
Yeah, I was looking.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Have y'all all read that?
I was really looking for you and what's the name to get together at some point.
Yeah, we are, but he got 2 jobs, and I got a job in a business.
And it doesn't, and it's not like it has to be anything quick. I don't want you to rush through this thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because this information you can't rush. This type of information you can't rush.
It's just fundamentals of, if you wanted to invest in a particular like stock, for instance, when you get to that point, when you want to be able to take money out, the penalties that are associated with it, et cetera, the points that you all talked about at one point in the chat forum. So it'd be good to kind of get those basic, things down, and to get that across and share it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but oh boy, I really want G on when we do a relationship show. I swear I have to have my homie on because that's really going to make it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Drew, now that's a good idea, but him and Z, every time they get to this topic, she gets fired up, and G gets fired. It's like, oh boy, here they go.
You might have to do that show on a Wednesday, man.
This is when, Drew, I would say cooler heads are gonna have to prevail for one. And we're gonna have it where, one person talk, everybody mute their phone, have a discussion or whatever the case, and then have a response to that. Whoever decides to go ahead and have that response, get done for everybody else mute there. You know what I mean? Have some structure. In other words, we have to have structure in order to have something that's going to be solid, because it's going to be hard coming from them two. So
I mean, but you know, that's the fun part about this podcast, me and
what's that?
that's the fun part about me and Gianni going back and forth. It ain't no fun
It
when
is fun.
I gotta
It is-
listen.
It is funny because the last time it was just us three. Because I think Drew, you had something to do.
Yeah.
We had a topic about relationships and some other stuff.
Yeah.
You should have heard Z and G. I thought about what my parents laughing at them too.
Call me a feminist. How he asking me how long would it take for me to not cheat?
Oh, I know what night that was, on a Friday night.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Well, how many inches how many inches does it take a man to satisfy you? I'm not answering that question. I'm not answering that question. But Stacy answered it. I'm not answering that question. Shoot.
Well, I was humble. Yes, I answered it. I mean, I had no problem answering that question because, you know.
Because I wasn't sure. Look, you done post the video. Somebody the right people, just my luck, may watch.
Right.
What? You said. What?
Hey, you were safe that night because he didn't record it.
Oh, good.
Did you
Yeah.
Look. I want no problem.
Well,
I want no problem.
well, gentlemen and Miss Z, it is 11:02.
Yeah.
And I hate to leave you guys because I really enjoying tonight's topic and discussion, but my pillow is calling me.
Mine too. I'm
Yes,
gonna go to the shower. Y'all have a good night.
Y'all have a
You
good
too.
All right, Drew.
I can't remember what episode
All right.
it is. We signing off. And I'll catch you next time, and maybe we'll talk about some relationship issues next time. What do you think?
Assalamu alaikum.
All right.
Malaikum salam.
Alaikum salam.
Shalom. And I'm out. All right.